Hello everyone and welcome to the GOG.com livestream and welcome to the Saturday Spooky Show, because we're renaming things. Basically what happened last week, we finished Alan Wake. It was a really glorious 4-hour livestream when we finished the game. We closed that game altogether, full game, DLC and everything. So we had a poll last week for what game we should be playing on the new Spooky Show, and the results were: first place was System Shock 2, second place was Outlast, and third place was Fear. Now, what I mentioned during that live stream that the poll results would have to get presented to GOG themselves, and together with GOG I would come up with a schedule. We would come up with a schedule, and we decided that because System Shock 2 was had already been and was going to be the target for a few sort of standalone 2-hour, 4-hour, whatever special event live streams on Twitch around that time. I don't want to, there's been a few of those events recently around System Shock 2, and there might be a few in the future. We said that we will take your feedback into consideration and do it like this. We're playing Outlast first, and then when Outlast is done, we're going to be playing System Shock 2. And about Fear, which came into third place, I think GOG is working on something for that. I think GOG is working on something for that that will make you happy. I don't know for sure, but it won't involve me, because I will be playing, like I said, Outlast, finishing Outlast, and then moving on to System Shock 2, which is good because thanks to you, wonderful people of the GOG chat, I now have a long-term schedule to look forward to, and I know how to plan things around. Now, speaking about planning things, of course, this live stream didn't start off on the best footing, because while I tested Outlast for a while and thought it was pretty cool, and I did some things with the ini settings and the files and whatnot to get the game to look a little bit better, to run a little bit better, to make it a bit more awesome. I didn't test with an Open Broadcaster, and it turns out the Outlast game isn't compatible with Open Broadcaster until you do that little trick with the 32 comment, which I had an idea in my mind that it's supposed to go under the Properties tab, under in the target line for the shortcut. I just didn't really know where in the target line for the shortcut it would go. So thank you, Allstar, thank you, Jordy, and thank you, wonderful people of chat, for helping me out with that part of getting things ready and ready to go. Now, I asked you guys for feedback on the difficulty of the game that we want to play the game under, because we've got normal, hard, nightmare, and insane. Nightmare and insane I wouldn't really recommend for me, because I've never played the game before, and I wouldn't really recommend them for a first-time player, especially if you're live streaming the game, because it might lead to a lot of trial and error, which doesn't really help with a live stream. It kind of makes things a bit boring, and watching the person who plays the game having to die and reload a checkpoint. So I chose between to offer you guys a choice between normal and hard. So let me just quickly go back to the chat here. I am seeing a lot of feedback for normal. So I would think going for normal, because hard essentially makes things I don't know if it makes things just... This is not a game where you do combat. This is not a game which is built around the idea of survival all that much. It's around the idea of running. And some of the enemies in the game can end up having the ability to kill you in just one hit. So, if you know when this game was launched, there was only normal, and they added the other difficulties later on. So this game was meant by the game developers to be played on normal. Now, I know normal might not be... let's say all that challenging, but then again, this is not a game about challenge. This is a game about atmosphere, about being creeped out by the things we will see. And let me tell you guys, even though I watched some live streams of this game before, and even though I kind of know what this game is about and how it's supposed to be played a little bit, testing the game, I kind of pooped my pants. So, you heard it here live first. Vlad, 2015, I kinda pooped my pants. So I'm gonna start this game on normal, but before I do, because that's what you guys are saying, I'm gonna say hello to Zdaletko, Hive Shodan, Nova Crush, Berserkaren, A Box 6, Bigger Cow 789, Uncle Elias, Harkonnen Dreams, Ebenezer, and Ausar and Jordy, whom I thank kindly for their assistance. Who else we've got? No Jinx. I'm looking at some of the other. Oh, Enerber. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Pyron Jade, Cyboff, everyone. Inquisitor Vakanali, Havenal, Old Dodger. Some of the names that I've been reading from chat. Now let's get this party started. Outlast contains intense violence, gore, graphic sexual content, and strong language. Please enjoy. Well, guys, yeah, you've heard it here first. So, if you're uncomfortable with some of these things, because believe me, there is a lot of these things in the game, take note. You are Miles Upshur, an investigative reporter whose ambition is about to earn him an intimate tour of hell on Earth. Always willing to risk digging into the stories no other journalist would dare investigate, you will seek out the dark secrets at the heart of Mount Massive Asylum. Stay alive as long as you can, record everything. You are not a fighter. To navigate the horrors of Mount Massive and expose the truth, your only choices are to run, hide, or die. Here we go. Now, I don't know what the Mount Massive Asylum stands for. Is the Mount massive? Or is the Asylum massive? Is that 18,303 miles? Ah, then it's got a pretty brand new car there. Confidential. September 17th, 2013 from... random email to Miles Upshur at gmail.com. Gmail.com, is that product placement there? Subject, tip/illegal activity at Murkoff Psychiatric Systems. You don't know me. Have to make this quick. They might be monitoring. I did 2 weeks of software consult at Murkoff Psychiatric Systems facility in Mount Massive. All sorts of NDAs I'm very much breaking right now, but seriously, fuck those guys. Terrible things happening there. Don't understand it. Don't believe half the things I saw. Doctors talking about dream therapy, going too deep. That's what she said. Finding something that had been waiting for them in the mountain. People are being hurt and Murkoff is making money. It needs to be exposed. Yeah, and one of the main mechanics of this game is the night camp. Miles Upshur, independent. Ooh. There we go, night vision. Getting out of his Jeep, because this is a Jeep. And before we get started, I want to... Someone asked here someone said here that Alien Isolation, yeah, Hive Showdown asked, Alien Isolation was sort of built on this gameplay, wasn't it? Well, essentially, the way I see it, Outlast was built on the Amnesia gameplay, added on top of that some mechanics, for example, like hiding closets and things, which I don't think was were in Amnesia, and then Alien Isolation sort of built on from that, because it became sort of a genre in itself, this sort of run and hide type of horror game. And then The Evil Within took sort of some of that concept and added it to a classic survival game. So even if in The Evil Within you do have combat and the ability to fight, you also have the ability to run and hide. Ah, it's an older model Jeep, so he must have not driven it for a long time if he has that kind of a low mileage on it. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, what modifications I'm running was I'm running texture modifications, which have meant that I went into the settings file for the game and I have increased the texture size. I think that is what I did, or the texture buffering, something like that. I don't know, to make things a bit more clear. And also I have increased the FOV because I'm playing on a PC. Now the game will stutter and the game will not run all that great, as I've read online, because it doesn't like Open Broadcaster for some reason. So I'm hoping we're still able to play it without any problems. But people have been saying online that you kind of have to get used to the fact that there may be some stuttering and some issues. It didn't even want to start running with Open Broadcaster working as well. To open a door quickly, press left mouse to open a door slowly. Okay, pressing and holding slowly. Here we go. Mount Massive Asylum note. I start feeling sick just looking at this place. Mount Massive Asylum, shut down amid scandal and government secrecy in 1971, reopened by Murkoff Psychiatric Systems in 2009 under the guise of a charitable organization. Cell phone reception cut off abruptly a mile out, more like a jammer than lost signal. The Murkoff Corporation has a long track record of disguising profit as charity, but never on American soil. Whatever they thought they could get out of this place has to be big. Might finally be the story that breaks the bastards. Nightwolf, yeah, I know, exactly, but the thing about playing with OBS problems is that I just found out about it this evening. When I tried to start live streaming, I immediately googled Outlast OBS issues, and apparently for some people there are OBS issues. I will have to dig into these issues a bit deeper in between this week and next week. I'm hoping we're able to do fine this evening, and it looks like we are. Can I climb on top of the car? Oh! But man, these cars, they're kind of beefy. I mean, it sort of looks like the military's been around here. Yeah, TX Anderson, there is no native FOV slider, but there is an option to change it in the game settings file. Now, I will admit maybe it's a bit too much this time. I will fix it for next time, but I kind of like it the way it is because it gives me sort of ample screen, let's say, space for me to see what's going on. I don't like low FOV. Feels weird. Let me open this door and get in this way. Nope, locked. Wait. There is some scaffolding, and scaffolding in games means things we can climb. There is a thing we can climb. And I forgot to record something. Nova Crush, I think it's something like 100. Which is my preferred setting in all games. I'm supposed to get a pop-up message telling me that, you know, if you want to record, blah 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 blah. Exactly, no jinx. Believe me, there's creepy things in this game. Much creepier to me, at least from the test that I ran, compared to Alan Wake. And so it begins. By the way, I'm gonna stop for 1 second to ask you guys kindly to let me know on the sound levels. Now that there's some sound in the game, what are the sound levels? You want to raise you want me to raise my voice, lower the games, raise the game, things like that. As Letko, I will answer your question about my system specs and after we get some feedback on the sounds. Okay, I'm getting feedback that sounds are good. So, Źdeletko, my system specs are an AMD FX 8350 on a gigabyte motherboard, the 990 FX AUD3, I think, revision 4, with I've got 8 gigabytes of I think 2133 megahertz ballistics, crucial ballistics elite memory. I've got Crucial M500, I think is the model number, SSD. That's 256 gigabyte model, and I've got a gigabyte G1 WinForce 970. Oh, here we go, lads. Night vision. Mandatory because the creepy has begun. I mean, look at this. Empty wheelchairs. Yeah, but I've got bad news for those interested in getting the same system specs that I have right now. 2133 megahertz RAM doesn't run well on gigabyte motherboards for AMD processors, which I didn't know until I bought the damn thing. It's running at 1600 at the moment because no, it's not 2133. Oh god, I made a mistake. Sorry, it's 1866, but it doesn't run at 1866. I think that's the speed. It's running at 1600 because I can't run dual channel because of the freaking stupid cooler that I have. I've got a Cooler Master Hyper 4112. I wanted to get the 2112, but it wasn't available. The 4112 is just too wide and low. It doesn't allow me to put the memory on dual channel. Let me turn off everything. This isn't creepy at all. Oh god. Oh god. What book is this? I shall zoom in. It's a weird book with a weird logo, nothing else. And that noise. Is this Poltergeist? More in electronics. Hive Showdown, that's a pretty cool CPU we've got there, the Core i7-920. Actually, the only reason why I got an AMD processor is because it apparently was better for live streaming than an Intel processor within the same price margin. The Intel processors were better for gaming, but the processors lose a percentage of their power when live streaming, because the live streaming software takes that, and on Intel, I think that percentage was considerably higher than on AMD. But enough tech talk, let's get back to the gaming, unless you guys want to continue the conversation. Batteries are used for the infrared light of your camcorder. You can reload your camcorder. That's pretty cool. That's a standard ass keyboard. Slowly open the door. Is there anyone in here? Ooh, there's some documents. Do you see what document we found? Murkoff, Psychiatric Systems, Project Wallrider, Mount Massive CO, case number 174. This is a street number my mom lives on. What the hell is this? I'm joking about the... but it is my mom's street number. Patient initials, WPH Billy, consultation dated 2012, the 14th of October. Initial date of patient consult, 2009, December 4th. Patient age, 19, young. Gender, male. Observing physician, Dr. Carl Houston, DBNR. Therapy status. Patient claims to have progressed to self-directed lucid dream states. Morphogenic engine activity observed at unprecedented scale. Continuing stage 4 hormone schedule. What? Diagnostics. Spirometry revealed no bronchial accumulation. Hematocrit centrifuge again failed to separate erythrocytes. Highly worrisome. MRI revealed arrhythmic REM NREM cycle. Laughter in NREM state. Interview notes. Billy asked about the status of his mother's lawsuit against Murkoff and the asylum. This represents a catastrophic breach in security despite Billy's claims that he discovered the truth in the blood dreams of Dr. Traeger. Note that the only Traeger on company records, one Richard Traeger, is an executive from MRD. All orderlies and security personnel must be questioned and video security improved to include analytical biometrics. Murkoff Psychiatric Systems Project Wallrider Mount Massive CO. That's interesting. Yeah, Nova Crush, I didn't know about QuickSync when I got the system. And as far as I know, thing is, I don't know how much QuickSync adds in terms of performance. Let's close this door. I would like to... The fact is that I didn't want to get a 4-core CPU, even if with... I wanted to get a 4-core and hyper-threading CPU, which meant an i7, and I couldn't afford those. Let's not close the door. Let's forget about the door. What the hell? Someone closed that door. Can we open it? Well, who's in here? Open the door. Damn it. This one. What the hell? Cola, drink it. Don't drink it, people. Don't. By the way, guys, I would like to take a moment out of your time to pay my respects for the passing of a person that I feel has done a lot for us geeks. Leonard Nimoy has died. I think he died yesterday at 83 years of age due to chronic pulmonary disease, which has been attributed to him having smoked for a long number of years. And despite the fact that he had stopped smoking for over 30 apparently years of his life, it still came back to haunt him at an late age. So if those of you who are in chat and are smokers, please look into quitting, because I mean, he was old, yes, he had a successful life, not only as an actor but also as a parent. He was a director, he was a photographer, he was a singer, he was good in all of those things, and he was an ambassador for geekdom and for human rights and for all sorts of good things. But it's nasty to see someone go away because of something like smoking, which put him through pain and unpleasantness, pain and unpleasant situations in the final part of his life. So if any of you guys are smoking, please quit. I smoked. I've been smoke-free for a year now, and I have no plans of starting again. What the? Dude was looking for me. Can we go this way? What's this way? What the hell is that? Oh, that's the room I came out of? I just turned myself around. Yeah. Hey, Bursa Karen. Yeah, I know. I'm also trying to lead a much cleaner existence. Unfortunately, it's not been going as well as I've planned. But drinking tea while live streaming. Of course, it's not exactly the healthiest tea, and it's got sugar in it. But hey, first steps. What's in here? I always forget that. Crap! Ah! Oh my god. Oh my god. Mad Cat Plays, welcome to the live stream and welcome to me, Pooping Me Pants live. God damn you, you. Oh, and he's got no head. He gave his head away. He gave good head. Oh, need to reload my camcorder. Crap. This other guy has no head as well. Oh, don't tell me those are the heads. Another headless dude. What the? What the? Another one of the victims.
He got out. The variants. You can't fight them. You have to hide. You can unlock the main doors from security and control. You have to get the fuck out of this terrible place.
Oh boy. Oh, that's a torso. And these are heads. Well, I guess someone said a whole bunch of heads are better than none. And by the way, this guy was impaled. My name is Vlad. I'll leave that one up to you fine folks to put together. There was a noise. Ha! Picked up a battery. Oh, and by the way, I did not want to. I forgot to ask you guys. How are you seeing the game on your end? If you want me to increase the gamma, let me know. Increase the brightness. Yes, no jinx. You put that together mightily fine. See, I'm not exactly the most intelligent man in the world, so I forgot I did all this myself. It's like, this all looks familiar.
Little pig.
Oh, here we go. This dude looks friendly. He just wanted a hug.
And who are you then?
Vlad, live streaming for GOG.
I see. Merciful God, you have sent me an apostle. Guard your life, son. You have a calling.
Oh, new objective: escape the asylum. Access security control to unlock the main doors. Where those doors are sealed shut. Never a good thing. It's this way. Another battery. Seems that people used to poop out batteries in this game. This universe, this Mount Massive Asylum. Yeah, Apple Chat, isn't that right? Haha, Matt. That makes sense. Matt says he muted my game and he's playing only happy music. Although I don't. I think that's even creepier, Matt. Happy music over this. (9:30), almost 9:30 in the evening. Yeah, this game, I know my battery is low. I am exploring and go in there, but not yet. All sorts of dead people. I got some new intelligence. We'll be looking at that in a minute. So far the game is running fine, so I maybe have been worried of starting for no reason, or maybe it is starting, but it's not that bad. What the hell? Proclaim the gospel. Oh. What the? Damn it. Not going that way. Let's look around here. That dude doesn't look friendly. Nothing in this game looks friendly. Trying to see if there's some more batteries around here. There's a dead guy. Hey, dude, you got any batteries? Hey! I promise that if I scream, it will be in the thickest voice possible. This game looks... So, if you guys thought, I hope the game he plays after Alan Wake will be spooky. Thank you! Thank you very much! It doesn't look... Dude, log on to Facebook and post a status. Trapped in Mount Massive Asylum. Selfie! I got blood on my shoes, apparently. To peek. Ha! Thief style. I like this. Anything else in here I might be able to use? Oh, I came out with a friendly dude. No. For later. Let's see what we got in the documents section here. Yes, my name is Arnold. I'm here in the asylum. I come to free your mind. Is that bird? No jinx. Yeah, TX Anderson. I know that's a game. That's a game decision they made. I think essentially, what I don't know. They wanted to give it a sort of a survival horror feeling. Murkoff Corporation, United States Office Warrant for Seizure, case number 294758104. In the matter of seizure of Mount Massive Psychiatric Center, Murkoff Psychiatric Systems, Mount Massive Wilderness Area, Country Road, 1112. Affidavits have been made before the board of directors by Murkoff Hardline Security MHS, who has reason to believe catastrophic security failure of psychiatric center with imminent danger of environment contamination. We are satisfied that the affidavits and testimony establish sufficient evidence to require urgent action on the part of MHS and grounds for the issuance of this warrant. You are hereby required to grant MHS full access to all facilities and surrender complete authority to its agents. By acceptance of this document, you and any surviving relatives surrender all claims of litigation against the Murkoff Corporation or its subsidiaries for the actions of MHS or the circumstances which require their actions, regardless of responsibility. Come on, they couldn't make one single freaking word fit into... I'm playing at 1080p, and I think this is like the resolution it's supposed to be played at on consoles and everywhere, and couldn't they just edit the page in, the formatting to just make this one word here fit into this page? Whatever. But that's me. Game design is not my thing. Murkoff Psychiatric Systems Project World Rider, Mount Massive CO, case number 136, patient initials CLW Walker, Texas Ranger. Cause the eyes of the Rangers are upon you when you're in Texas. Yeah, whatever. Chuck Norris sang it better. Initial date of patient consult 2011 January 28th. Patient age 32. Gender male. Observing physician Dr. Rudolph Wernicke. Notation by Dr. Walsh. Therapy status. Morphogenic engine activity plateaued at roughly 2000 ppm. Pages per minute? Unsafe to progress beyond stage 3 hormone schedule. Diagnostics. Spirometry revealed light to medium bronchial accumulation. MRI scans consistent with patient's reported dreams. Interview notes. Walker was interviewed in restraints following his self-inflicted mutilations. Restraint have had to be altered to restraint have had that to be altered. That's restraints. They're missing an S. Spelling errors to accommodate his enormous size. Extensive dermal eruptions as consistent with failed morphogenic engine cellular activity. He claims the skin ripped from his forehead allows for a truer way of seeing. Seems to have some boyhood experience with Tuatara lizards and their parietal eyes. He has expressed anxiety about his flesh, specifically around his lips and nose. Attending orderlies should be advised to watch for further self-mutilation. If you want something done right, you better do it yourself, right? The mental traumas he sustained while serving in Afghanistan seem to be retarding progression of the ME process. His predominant fixation, amplified by therapy, is a manic exaggeration of military security protocol, a continuation of both chemical and physical restraints, is highly recommended. Fleos, it's the middle of the afternoon for you. Yeah, get my live stream started at 11 o'clock at night. So you can imagine how soundly I will be able to sleep after this. I think we've seen all that there is to see.